I'm now going to work through some examples of applying the index laws. So we've got 3 examples here. And let's go through them one by one. So first one, we've got x cubed. It's probably a good idea to write out the first line, what you're given. And we've got to decide which laws we're going to use. BIDMAS also applies, so we've got brackets here, so we probably should do that. We've got multiplying, we've got all x's here, so we've got a mixture here of numbers and an x, so we've got the 2, and here we've got x's, so we're going to have some like bases going on, but in order to determine which order you actually do each of the operations, well, we apply BIDMAS, and we've got brackets and we've got this power here, so we're going to expand these brackets out and get rid of them first. So x cubed times x squared times, now 2x to the 4th means 2x times 2x times 2x times 2x, or you can say that that power applies, that's like to the power of 1 and that's like to the power of 1, so you can go, you can use a power to a power, which I think was the 3rd or 4th index law there. So we can multiply those, so that's 2 to the power of 4 times x to the power of 4. Don't forget, between that 2 and that x is a multiplication, even though it's not written. And we can work out 2 to the power of 4, because it's normal to put the number at the front. So we've got 2 to the power of 4, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. And then it'll be x. Now we've got multiply. We've got 3 of them multiplied together. So we've got to add the power. So it'll be 3 plus 2 plus 4. And that'll be equal to 16x to the power of 4 into 6 and 3, 9. Okay, so 16x to the 9. If this is going to be a number that's quite large, well, you may leave, if it was say 2 to the power of 14, you just put 2 to the power of 14 at the front there and just leave it as that. Okay, number 2, we've got 10 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 6, and you say, well, okay, we can't do that because we've got 3 unlike bases, and the laws we just went through only apply when you got the like bases. But wait a minute, we've got 10 here, which is 5 times 2. So we can actually factorise that and say that's 5 times 2, all raised to the power of 3. Don't forget you do the brackets first and then you do that. So 5 times 2 is 10 to the power of 3, they're still the same, times 2 to the power of 4, times 5 to the power of 6. This power, both to the power of 1, has got to be multiplied by both of those, so it'll be 5 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 6. We can group them together, group those 2 together and group those 2 together. And we've got 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4 is 2 to the power of 7 times, so we add those 2 together and we add these 2 together, 5 to the power of 3 and 6 are 9. So we've got to add those 2 powers together. And just leave it like that. Perfectly correct. We can't combine them. The only way you can combine them, if it was 2 to the power of 9 times 5 to the power of 9, then you can say that's 10 to the power of 9. But because these two aren't the same, well, we just leave it as it is. All right. Number 3. And we'll just write down what we've got here. So we've got a bit of everything going on with this one. All over. Now with these, I like to just get my numerator. Don't forget the numerator is the top part of the fraction here. This is like a divide. This line, line that divides the two, it means that we've got the numerator divided by the denominator there. So I like to just simplify the top and get it down as a single fraction and then see if we can cancel down. So let's do that way. So to get this a little bit simpler on the top, bottom's okay as it is. We can just write it straight in. And to make the top a bit simpler, we'll remove the brackets. So we'll go 5w squared x cubed times, now this is squared, so it's 3 to the power of 2, w to the power of 2, x to the power of 8. So we times the powers. And there is understood between each of these a multiplication. So we can put them together in any order we like. So we know that 3 squared is 9. 9 times 5, so we'll do the numbers first. So 9 times 5 is 45. W squared times W squared. We use our first law, and that'll be w to the power of 4. We add the indexes, and that's x to the 3 times x to the 8. We times the two together, so we are adding the indexes, so that'll be x to the power of 11 all over 30w to the 8 x to the power of 7. Now mostly we try and present our answer with positive powers. If we say, righto, we're going to w to the 4th divided by w to the 8th. Okay, this is a line here. The line in a fraction is called a vinculum. So we've got w to the 4 divided by w to the 8 means you'd subtract that from that. Now that'll give us w to the negative 4 on the top, because we go 4 minus 8, and that's negative 4. It's better if we're going to give our answer in positive powers to divide that into that, so it'll be, and we'll put the answer down the bottom. When we look at this, we've got more positives up the top, so we're going to go put the x's on the top in the answer and go 11 minus 7 and put the x at the top. So the w's will be down the bottom because there are more positive powers of w down here than up here. So we'll put the w's on the bottom in the answer and the x's at the top. Let's look at our numbers first. Is there a number that will divide into both 45 and 30? Just looking at it, they both end in a multiple of 5. So 5 or 0, 5 will always go in. So we can start with 5. We could go to 15 straight away, but I'll just do the 5 first. So 5 into 45 goes 9. 5 into 30 goes 6. And then you've got to look again. You say, well, is there something else that goes into 9 and 6? And the answer is 3. So 3 into 9 goes 3. 3 into 6 goes 2. So we'll have a 3 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. As I said, 15 goes into both, so you would have gone straight to 3 and straight to 2. We decided that there are more positive powers of w on the bottom, so our w is going to be on the bottom, and it'll be 8 minus 4, which is 4. So 8 minus 4. And there are more positive powers of x on the top, so we'll put our x on the top, and it'll be 11 minus 7, which is also equal to 4. And there is our answer. Okay, so going through the examples again, you've firstly got to identify, and that's only going to come from doing lots of examples. You identify which of the index laws you're going to use. All of them here require a couple of steps. Don't be sort of put off if you see all different powers. See if you can make some of the powers the same by factorising the numbers, as we've done in the example 2. And when we've got something like this, we've got multiplication, we've got power to a power, and we've got division going on. And so you need to go through and work through those to come up with your answer.